Hey, what's up everybody? Michael the Fish Keeper here with a new video for y'all. And today, I got my special guest,
Junior.
He's gonna be helping me out with the Rescape Part 2 for the 225. Today, we're gonna be adding, I believe they're Indian leaves or almond leaves. And then we're gonna be adding some driftwood to the tank. And then for the final step, we're gonna be adding Blackwater to the tank, which is the tannins from the leaves, because I previously boiled them. That way they can sink a little bit. So right now, me and him are gonna jump into it. So make sure you pay attention and watch, because this is gonna be one amazing Rescape. You ready?
Yes.
Let's get it done.
All right, so what me and my son are doing here is we're just lining up the pieces of manzanita wood, well, branches, and he's going to be handing them to me and stuff, and I'm going to be putting them inside the tank. Now, these were two big old branches, but we cut them down because at the last moment, we honestly didn't know how we wanted to do this. And so once we put the branches up, we got the idea like, hey, let's just cut off individual branches and then cut down the stem of them, the butt end of them, to fit them on the back wall of the tank. So when I'm out of picture here, I'm actually cutting them down to size to where they could touch the bottom of the tank, but also the butt of it will hit the top of the tank to keep them in place. So here I come back in with this piece ready to go. My son's just standing there kind of clueless, like, what is going on? No. Nah, he's a good kid, man. He helps me out a lot. I love him a lot. So thank him one more time for helping me out. And so we're checking out other pieces right now. He's giving me his input on what branches and stuff like that. And so we're going to go ahead and grab this one, sizing it up. And what's cool about these branches, they're not really straight up and down. They got like a little curve to them, which I thought was pretty cool. Like this one's just, it filled up a lot of space. I really like this piece right here. So you can tell these relatively aren't small pieces with the branches, you know, going in different directions and stuff. So right now we're already talking about, like, look at the bass already swimming in between the branches. They're already, you know, going for cover, which is a really good sign. It's not scaring them too much, stressing them out too much. They're already starting to enjoy it. And I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I believe this is where me and my son also noticed that there's already a little tint coming into the water. I believe it was at this point. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to double check with him. As you can tell, these bass are already checking it out, swimming in between it like, okay, what's really going on? You know, I'm out here cutting the branch down again. We got this piece coming in. And what's cool about this is the branches are bendable. So it's like, you know, you can put it in place without breaking too many branches. Now this piece was really cool. It was actually arched at an angle, as you can tell. And so we're like, dude, let's put this in the corner right there where the heater's at, the overflow, and just let it bend naturally into place. But I had to go cut off the butt end of it. That way it fit right there. The butt end of it will actually curve underneath the python roots right there you see in the top right corner, and the outflow or the outtake of the sump. It'll actually bend right behind all that, so it looks pretty cool, as you'll see here in a second. I'm just talking to my son, telling him once the bass get bigger, we'll just have to trim them down more and just push them more to the back wall. That way they get more swimming space and everything. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put this last piece in. So you can tell it's at an angle, which is pretty cool. Like I said, that's what I loved about it. That piece fit perfectly right there. Hit it into place, and right now me and my son are like, dude, look how awesome this is. This is incredible. I'm thanking him for his help and stuff, checking it out, talking about how the fish are swimming in it. He's all excited too. He's like, dude,
Man, y'all, look at that. That is looking freaking fantastic. So as these bass get bigger, we'll have to trim these down and push them more back. In fact, let me show you what I'm talking about from the side. So this is a side shot. So you see how the roots or the branches are coming this way? Once these bass are too big, we'll have to cut them down and push them towards the back wall. That way the bass have more room to swim around them. But man, this is looking fantastic. All right, on to the next step. So real quick, the next step is to add the leaves. And then after that, we'll add some of this tannin water from the leaves. So I boil these for 10-15 minutes just so they can get a little bit waterlogged. And that way we got the tannins and stuff like that that we'll pour in there. So let's go ahead and put the leaves in.
All right, so here, me and my son getting the leaves ready. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned this previously, but what we did with the leaves is that we boiled them for a little while. That way they sunk when we put them in the tank. And after this part, after everything was said and done, I ended up taking out the leaves that were still floating and then continued to soak them overnight after this video was made. But what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to scatter them out. I just want them to fall wherever they want to fall. I'm just putting those floating pieces of driftwood over the overflows. That way the leaves don't get sucked in and clog the overflows. But I'm just trying to get, kind of spread them out. But at the same time, if they fall on the branches or anything like that, I'll go ahead and leave them there. But eventually most of them fell off the branches anyway. So right now, just kind of organizing it. I got a big old pile of leaves over here, so I'm trying to spread that out. My son making faces at himself in the reflection of the fish tank. Oh man. Scared the bass a little bit. I'm not too sure what's going on. But yeah, I'm trying to let these leaves just fall wherever they want to fall. I'm not trying to make it look any specific way or anything like that. I know some people want them scattered throughout the bottom, and I just want them to fall wherever they want to fall at. That way, to me, it looks more natural and not man-made, basically, if that's how you want to put it. But man, this tank is starting to come together a lot. Just by the driftwood and the leaves, it's really starting to come together big time. I'm loving how it's turning out so far. And look at that. That turned out amazing looking. I love it. So what me and my son are doing right now is going to be pouring in the tannin water that we saved from when we boiled the leaves. It's going to add some in. We don't want to add too much at one time just in case it does make it too dark, because tannins are still going to be leaching from the leaves and leaching from the driftwood, which it means in return means that the driftwood and the leaves are still going to be producing tannins. So we don't want to make it too dark. And if you do a Blackwater tank like this and say you do add too much tannins and it's too dark for your taste, just do a partial water change and it'll lighten it up. But just explaining to my son right now how we're adding it and then waiting for it to get through the system, to get through the sump. Because that's the only type of filtration that we're running is a sump on this tank. So we're just, adding little by little, let it circulate through the system. But the Pinimas, honestly, the Pinimas are looking like they just really enjoy this. And so I'm loving it just as much as they are. But just checking it out. I'm like on top of the tank looking down like, man, dude, this is turning out to be an incredible setup. This is actually by far one of my most favorite setups that I've ever done. And while you guys are actually watching this, the tank's been up and running right now for about almost a week. Tomorrow will be a week since I did this, but I'm just now starting to edit this video, so I apologize, but it's turning out real well. Just talking to my son how we will spread out some of the leaves, just because you can see on the right hand side there's just way too much. Gonna continue to add a little bit more tannins to the tank. Good thing I saved some. But anyhow, in the next clip coming up, we're going to be doing a store tour of my favorite local fish store, Superway Aquarium, which is where I got the driftwood and the leaves to make this happen. So enjoy the next clip. So this is what it looks like when you're walking up to Superway Aquarium. Straight up mom and pop shop feel. I absolutely love it. They got their sign right there up in the window. Obviously during the daytime may not stick out as much as nighttime, but you're about to see the store hours right here on the window. So let's go ahead and go in. So as soon as you first walk into the fish store, on the left side you greeted with fish tanks, big beautiful pieces of driftwood. You got supplies on the wall, filters up top. You know, you got fish nets, airline tubing, reptile lights, turtle lights, fish lights. You got these two beautiful tanks on display. As you can tell, they got a lot of supplies that you need. More filters up top. They also have a variety of heaters for sale, sponges, aquarium salt, filters, air pumps, more heaters, and looks like sand down there, gravel for your tanks, biomedia, and you can just keep going. It's like an endless amount of supplies that they carry. More sponges for the filters, sponge filters, HOB filters. It's a true mom and pop shop. They got a variety of stuff everywhere. There's just a little bit. Then over here you got some fake plants, fish food, up top a couple fish tank kits, more food, more HOBs right there, some reptile lights. I believe they're for turtles and lizards, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But a nice variety of Hikari fish foods. This majority where I get a lot of my fish food from as well. And then right here we have the lights, so let's go ahead and check out the fish tanks. contact info for Super Aquarium with their address, their store hours, their store number, and their handle on Instagram. Thank you for watching. Hey, what's up everybody? So it's been a few hours now since we completed the layout and everything, and man, this tank's got our nice Blackwater tint to it, big time. Like, I'm super excited about this. This is by far the best tank I've ever set up, and I love it. My bass love it, and the spangling on them, which is like the gold dots and stuff on their sides, it sticks out so much more in the Blackwater. But enough of me talking, let me go ahead and show y'all the tank right now. And here is the tank. Oh man, got the Manzanita driftwood from my local fish store. We got the, I believe they're Indian leaves, I forget the name of them again, but we got leaves down on the bottom going all through here. But I gotta really do something about this glare. But man, let me go ahead and show y'all a side shot. So that way you guys can see it goes, they can swim behind the Manzanita or in front of it, through it. They still got all that space. But man, I gotta do something about that glare so you guys can really see this tank. Man, look at those bass though. They look so much better in the Blackwater. So much better. But man, what do y'all think of the Rescape? I'm in awe over it. Like I said, I got to do something about this back glare and stuff like that, because that's a really bad glare, so you guys aren't really seeing what I see. But man, I'm enjoying this so much. Whew. So real quick, shout out to my son first and foremost for helping me out. I'm proud of you, buddy. And it, you know, without your help, this wouldn't have been looking the way that it does. So I love you, buddy. Thank you. And shout out to Superway man, Rick, the owner, for bringing out the Manzanita and the leaves for me today. And I believe that was it. Oh, yeah, the driftwood. Yeah. Anyways, I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this Rescape. And I'll post up a video pretty soon why I chose to do all this and my purpose behind it, because there is a reason behind it. And yeah, giving y'all an update pretty soon. All right, everybody, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss any future videos that I release. Have a good one.